Okay, so I can't sleep. I really need to go to sleep because I have to be up in 4 hours. But I can't sleep, and I know why. But anyway, let's talk about socialism, which is really a ploy for communism. Socialism is the act of stealing money from people who work. That's all it is. To give to people who don't want to work. Now, there are people who have disabilities. There are people who are, you know, they have need of support. Those people are not the issue. The people that are the issue are the ones that look at you because they have more than what you have. And you're not willing to work that hard to get what the person has. So you feel like it's the government's responsibility to steal from that person to distribute among you and the rest of your people who don't like to work. At one point in my life, I was working 4 jobs. 4. Paying my rent, paying my car note, paying all my bills. Not only was I working 4 jobs, I was in 2 different congregations. I was in a Messianic Jewish congregation, and I was in a Christian congregation. Alright? I was a part of the prayer ministry, a part of the dance ministry, right? A part of the music ministry. I was a part of all these different things while I was working 4 jobs and, doing all that stuff. Why? Because I wanted to pay my rent and pay my car note and have money left over. I was young, I was able to die. I'm not able to do that now. I mean, I drive trucks, but I get tired. And because I'm getting in my old age, my older age where everything's drying up, now I'm having problems. Cold flashes, hot flashes, sleepless nights, having all these issues. So I'm supposed to be asleep. It's like almost 2 o'clock. I'm supposed to be asleep, but I can't fall asleep because I'm restless. All because of this biological stuff going on inside of me. But guess what? If the weather is safe, in the morning I'm going to get up and I'm going to drive. That's what I'm going to do. Because it is my job. Right? But you got people who don't want to work hard. They don't want to be challenged. They don't want to actually have to have an analytical thought. They don't want anything to make them feel uncomfortable, because if they get that feeling of uncomfortableness, then they're going to have to change. I don't want socialized medicine. As it is, the insurance I have, I never use it. But there may come a time when I want to use it. So no, I don't want the government to have socialized medication or socialized insurance. That's wrong. Because I work and I can pay for my own insurance. I shouldn't be forced on a socialized insurance because people don't work or can't get insurance. Another thing that's irritating is this all across the board $15 an hour minimum wage. You can't do that. You can't do that. That's why you got people working a whole bunch of part-time jobs, because all these regulations. That's not fair to the ones that own the businesses. That's not fair. If I go to work and I work and work and work, and I'm able to purchase 2 cars, guess what? Those are my 2 cars. You don't supposed to have one of my 2 cars unless I willingly and willfully give it to you. Who the hell do you think you are, whining and begging the government to tell anybody, well, they got 3 cars. I don't have a car. You need to tell them to give me a car. You selfish, wicked thing. You're greedy. Covetous. Why don't you work willingly with your hands? Why don't you put in the extra time and the extra hours? Why don't you pinch a little bit more? Everybody has had to make a sacrifice to get to where they got. But no, instead of making a sacrifice, you want to take something that don't belong to you. You want the government to go in and take something forcibly that doesn't belong to you. While your socialist communist selves. That is not right. That's not righteous. Socialism and communism is nothing but the devil. And capitalism can be evil. Yes, it can be. But at least with capitalism, you have an opportunity to rise above and get more when you work hard for it. But socialism puts everybody where they're supposed to, everybody at the same level, except for the Democrats in the government that are rich. See, when you get your government that way, the rich will stay rich and you're just going to get worse and worse and worse. That's all that's going to happen. I'm hoping that God raptures me. I'm hoping that I'll go up to the rapture. Look, if I don't go to the rapture, guess what? Then I'm going to end up getting beheaded or something. Oh, well, you're crazy. Yeah, I sure do believe in it. I believe in the Bible. So if I don't get raptured, guess what? I'm going to get my head chopped off. I'm going to get martyred. Because that's what we do. You don't know anything about a first century believer in Jesus Christ. You just understand these people that go, these church people that play church. You know about these churchianity people. You don't know anything about a first century Christian. Oh, there's a lot of us around. I didn't even know it. It's making me be able to share my faith more because I see it in others. I'm like, hey, I recognize that person. That person is a child of God. Wow. Okay. You're a child of God too? You're a first century believer? You believe that Jesus died for your sins? You believe that he rose again on the third day? You believe that he took upon the sins of all mankind, including women? So that we can have newness of life and be people that are upright? That we will have the power to become sons and daughters of God? You believe that? All right, I believe that too. Yeah, I see people like that now. I think popping up everywhere. And y'all just gotta hate it because on Facebook it's gonna spread more and more. These are the times in which God is calling his people to identify themselves. Yeah, you got religious people, but religious people and first century believers are not the same people. Right? So I'm just saying, keep your socialism to yourself, because it's evil. Because what it does, it strips me of my free will. And I'm all about free will. I'm not about pro-choice. I'm not about pro-life. I'm about pro-free will. And y'all don't know how much of my money I give away monthly. You don't know how much I give willingly. Out of the abundance that God has blessed me with. How I love to bless people. Because I'm willingly giving it. But the minute the government puts their hands on my willingness, that's when you take away my free will, and that's when it's evil. Because that will cause me to stumble. That will cause me to have bitterness and resentment. Because you didn't ask me You didn't come to me and say, hey, Shantae, I have a bill for $400 and I can't pay it. Can you help me with it? You didn't say, hey, Shantae, I need a ride. Can you give me a ride somewhere? No, you went to the government and took my free will away from me. Do you not see how wicked that is? That's wicked. It's wicked to remove people's free will from them. All you people whining and bitching about pro-choice, but yet you want to take people's free will to make a choice away from them because you too damn lazy to work hard for what you want. I'm not talking about people just barely making it and they got 4 or 5 kids and they can't make it and they need government assistance. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about able-bodied people, even people that may have a slight disability, but you can still get up and work. And you choose to whine and bitch and complain because you see somebody with 2 cars and you don't have any because you don't want to go out and work hard for it. That's what I'm talking about. Now, maybe at this point in time, yeah, it'd be a little bit difficult because of lockdowns and whatnot. It would be a whole hell of a lot difficult because of lockdowns. But you can still do it. And like I've always said, you can always go find you a place that will get you a CDL and get you a commercial driver's license, and you, as long as you keep your license good, you will always have a place to stay. You will always have work. You will always have money rolling in. You just have to learn how to manage it. I don't get paid a lot, but I'm not in a position where I can spend it a lot even before all these lockdowns. So what do? I put it up. I put it up. Do what I got to do with whatever I make, and then the rest of it I leave away. I put it up. But all this expecting people to pay for you because you don't want to work for it, that's evil.